Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine and staying home to keep yourself safe from COVID 19. Students, in the previous module, we discussed about the salient features of Constitution. Here in this module, ahead to that, some more topics we'll discuss. So, let us begin, students. India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, and democratic republic. India is a sovereign state because the country is free from all external controls. Means there is no other country can interfere the internal policy of our country. So internally we are free to take our own decisions. No other country can dictate its policy or terms to us. Nobody can interfere in our internal affairs. India is a socialist state because socialism is one of the national goal to be achieved, as it is mentioned in the preamble as a goal of our constitution. Thus, India is against exploitation in all forms and will try to establish economic justice without being attached to any particular ideology. So that way, all are given equal importance in the society in our country. India is secular states which is related to religion. All religion enjoy equal freedom. No discrimination is made on grounds of religion. So right to freedom of religion is granted by our constitution under the fundamental right, and according to this right, students, that anybody can choose any religion of his or her own choice. So nobody can bound someone to follow the particular religion. India is democratic state. Our government is elected by the people and the administration of all religions are equal. The country is carried out by the elected representatives of people. The government is run according to some basic rules. So that way it is democratic state. India is republic because the head of the state, that is our president, is an elected head from amongst the people. Not a kingship is there, and as the head of the state is elected from the people, so that way it is republic. India is a republic country. On the other hand, in spite of being a democracy, England is not republic because its head of state is hereditary, that is king or queen. Here in our country that concept is not followed, and that is why our country is republic. Parliamentary form of government. We have parliamentary form of government both at the center and in the states. In fact, we have adopted this system on British pattern. Parliamentary form of government, as in the previous module we discussed, that this feature has been taken from the British Constitution. In a parliamentary democracy, there is close relationship between the legislature and the executive. Legislature means you students know that the leaders who are there to form rules and laws. And executives are those people who are implementing those rules and laws. The Council of Ministers is constituted from amongst the members of the legislature. So these council of ministers is constituted from the amongst the member of legislature, and it holds the office as long as it continues to enjoy the confidence of legislature. In a parliamentary form of government, the head of the state, the president in case of India, is nominal head. You know this, students? All the powers are given in hands of president, but the president is a nominal head, and that powers are used by the prime minister of our country. Although he enjoys many powers, but in practice all these powers are exercised by the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. So whatever powers are given to the President, head of the state, that all powers are used by the Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister. So as there is parliamentary form of government, so this system is followed. Then federal and unitary. Federal concept is related to that union, and unitary is related to the single concept. So the constitution of a federation is written and rigid, and it divides the power between the center and states. Rigid and written. So constitution of our country is written and rigid both, and divides the power between center and states. There is an independent judiciary which interprets the constitution and settles the disputes. So, on the basis of rules made in constitution, that judiciary interprets and settle the disputes. Accordingly, India has a federal system but with a difference. India is having a federal system that powers are divided at center and state, and judiciary is there to interpret that powers, and any confusion is there, then that disputes are settled by the judiciary. And the central government, which is also called union government, is also powerful at the time it appears that India is not really federation but unitary states. Federation concept is related to those all the states. You know that there are 29 states and 9 union territories. So accordingly, now 28 states and 9 union territories. So that different states are making it as a federation. That number of states are there in our country. But as whenever there is conflict between state and center, as the power are divided between state and center. So whenever there is conflict, the central government has been made so powerful that it appears that it is not really a federation but unitary state, as a single state as India. So however, the Constitution of India has several features of federation combined with the elements of a unitary state, as more power is given to the center. Some people describe India as a federation with a very strong central government. Of course, India is looked like a federation with a feature of unitary state, as the central government has been made very strong. Universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise means that every citizen of India who is 18 years and above is entitled to vote in the elections, without any discrimination of caste, color, class, religion, or gender. It is based on equality, which is basic principle of democracy, and that is the goal of our constitution. So this right enable all citizens to be involved in the governance of country through their elected representatives. So through this power, that people who are of age 18 and above, they contribute in the governance of our country by electing their representative. Single citizenship. In United States of America, for example, it is taken that United States of America, there is double citizenship. Every American is a citizen of his her state and also of United States. The person in USA is citizen of his or her state and as well as citizen of his or her country. But in India, we have single citizenship. Therefore, every Indian, irrespective of the place where she or he lives, is a citizen of India. There is no citizenship in the name of states. All citizens of India can secure employment anywhere in the country. The people who call themselves Punjabis, Marathis, Gujaratis are called so because they speak these languages and not on the basis of their citizenship. Means whatever these different names we are giving to the people of these different states, that names are not on the basis of their states, but as they speak these languages, on that basis we call them Punjabis, Marathis or Gujaratis. Single integrated judicial system. India has a single integrated judicial system. Unlike the judicial system of the United States, we do not have separate federal and state courts. In our country, the entire judiciary is one hierarchy of court. The Supreme Court of India and the high courts form a single integrated judicial structure with jurisdiction over all laws. The high courts have the rights of supervision over the subordinate courts in the states. India has an independent judiciary. Before this, students, there are number of courts in a district. There are one or two courts in every district, that courts are there, and in a states in all the districts almost there are courts, and all these courts, that subordinate courts, are supervised by the high court of the state, and all the high courts of different states are supervised by the supreme court, and that way there is single integrated judicial system. At the top level there is supreme court. So India has an independent judiciary free from the influence of the executive and the legislature. The judges are appointed on the basis of their quality qualification, but they cannot be easily removed by executive. So as they are appointed on the basis of their qualification and they cannot be removed easily from their post by the executives, they are very powerful to give their different decisions, and they are not under effect of any of the executive of our country. The fundamental rights, directive principle of state policy, and the fundamental duties are also the basic feature of the Constitution of India that prescribe the fundamental obligations of a state to its citizens and the duties of the citizen to the states. So, as there are different rights, powers given to the citizen, as well as there are some duties are also given to the citizen of our country, and all these are by our constitutions. So this was all about students. Here, time to discuss homework for today. From the exercise, question number D and E, and already question number A and A question is that choose the correct option. B multiple choice. Sorry, B is fill in the blanks, and C is tick the correct option. Sorry, true or false. So that all questions you have to do your own. Answers will be discussed later. Question number D part, the third and fourth question today we covered. The India has a parliamentary form of government. Give any three example to support this statement. So as in the module discussed, that is given in your book also. With the help of your book, you can find out answer of this question. Why is Indian Federation called quite unique? So whatever the parameters are that properties are there, and on the basis of that the Indian Federation is quite unique as given their federation with unitary states. So that concept you have to explain here. Mention any five purposes which the Constitution of India serves toward the strengthening the democracy. So that purposes of Constitution, the goal of Constitution you have to explain here. India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Explain. So India is having these features. You explain that all these points given, discussed in the module also, given in your textbook also. Why do some people say that India is a federation with unitary features? Explain with the help of any five constitutional provisions. So how this concept is there existing in our country, that you have to explain with the help of your textbook. Otherwise, answers will be discussed later in the PDF form. So this was all about. Students try to do these homeworks and read the chapter. First, you try your own on the basis of reading the chapter and doing all these questions. If you will have some problem, then write these questions answer in rough copy, and when the answers will be displayed to you, you can complete it by correcting your mistakes. So this was all about our students. We'll meet in the next module. Thank you. Have a nice day.